one that is are hotly like are very I found out I've been kind of realizing this game is actually incredibly simple. Um, I think that's one of the flaws of this game is it eventually if you start to realize the game is really simple, but there are certain things that matter. What position? See, one and four seem to be positions that are very easy to tell who needs to go in one and four. I mean, there's only so many people like an arbalist who goes number four, or a houndmaster number four, or a grave robber. But I don't have any grave robbers because I think what's his name, Robot something or other. He said the grave robbers are completely useless. They're dog shit heroes. They are dog shit heroes. The grave robber is now shitty because it has no health and its dodge is just terrible. Um, Another fourth rank hero would be the and the fifth and the first ranked are pretty easy. You know, pretty easy. There's only so many guys you really want back there. I mean, certain people just work really well back there, and others are just underclass. But these are going to be some of the top ranked. I'll say these are going to be the top tier heroes for rank two. And again, I might even get into rank three. So that's what the video is going to be about. Um, Alrighty, let's do this. First one up is one of my favorite classes, which this was one I'm going to bring into probably talk about rank three because of the fact that he's the occultist is one of the weird heroes that can be in every single position. I mean, in some positions he's viable, I guess. I mean, it's say you don't have anybody to fill back rank for some reason. I don't know why you would, but let's say you could put him there. He can still use Abyssal Artillery. He can't use Sacrificial Stab from that position. I think he can use everything else except for Hands of the Abyss. So he could use, he could use that. He could, minus this. Basically, it would really you'd only be able to use these, and also Abyssal Artillery as well. So maybe not Weakening Curse. This is probably less necessary. So I'd probably go with a Bill or Old Terror. He can be right there. Not the best position for him in my opinion, unless you had him right here, and then you had another one for Abyssal Artillery, and you just absolutely destroyed the back rank. I mean, I haven't tried that before, but that's an option, I guess. But then third slot is a position he really fucking likes. I'll be honest with you. That's gonna be. Let me go. Just can I actually do anything with him? No. Let's make sure I have everything on him because it's getting kind of annoying. Oh, here we go. There it is. And let's just give him everything because I like this dude. I am spending way too much money on him. Fuck it. Third spot is the position this is a really great third position occultist right here. He doesn't use this. Is this? You could toss this out for either Vulnerability Hex or Weakening Curse. I like this pull. I mean, it does damage. It's also it'll do a pull. It has a lot of a lot of rolls to hit, but sometimes you've only got one enemy back there. It's maybe a group of three. You could use this if it's low on health. Although you could just hit him with Sacrificial Stab, but I find its accuracy with that is pretty shit compared to 100. Abyssal Artillery, you could do that for one dude, but it almost seems like a waste. But this one is just finishing off for maybe somebody in the back row. But yeah, he can work. Because of Abyssal Artillery, and he can also use Sacrificial Stab. These two mainly make that. This is just a no-brainer, obviously. Why would you have him without this? But this is where he would be in third rank. This is a great little build right here. And he's very powerful. He's very powerful in that position. But he also has a stun, which you just switch that out. This is a great setup for him right here. Second position. Let's skip over the second position right now because I think I can't use. Let's make sure it hold up real quick. Yeah, he can't use this. He can use Vulnerability Hex or Weakening Curse. All right, so we'll do Vulnerability Hex. Let's do the so he can minus dodge. Weakening curse is probably even better. Yeah, because he's first spot. He's going to be. He can't use the pole from this one, but from first rank. But what he can use is Hands from the Abyss, which is fucking an amazing stun. It's one of the, again, I've heard many people say it before, it's one of the best stuns in the game. Barbaric Yawp is obviously one of the top tier ones, but I think this is also a top tier one just because it's a stun that actually does some fucking damage. It has a 50% damage reduction, but it has a huge ass crit rate. Plus, he already has a huge ass crit rate, so he crits with this fucking stun. The problem is, in rank 1, I mean, he's not terrible in rank 1. I mean, he's not good either, though. That's a problem. There's so many dudes I'd rather put in rank, really there's only like one or two I'd rather have in rank 1. And obviously it's the issue. She would be the top, one of the top. She is basically rank 1. You want nobody else but her in rank 1. That's the problem. So him in rank 1. No, you want her with her Barbaric Yawp in rank 1. But here's where he shines and becomes a god tier hero. This is my favorite setup for. You could go with Weakening Curse over the pole, which I wouldn't blame you. I will do that too. I mean, it's gonna be a range attack. I forget how many targets it can hit. Obviously, it can hit 1, 2, 3, but this allows you to hit the back ranks if you need to. Which you never know when you're gonna need to hit the back ranks. One little bit of health in the back ranks, pull that bitch out and kill him with it. So yeah, that's my favorite setup for him. Tier wise, this guy in second row, he can do damage. First 3 ranks do damage to the first with Sacrificial Stab, and if you boost his accuracy, which you might want to boost his accuracy because that's something he needs to. He really wants is he needs accuracy because he will miss a lot if he doesn't have any boosted accuracy. Especially with this, is 90 base, so he can do damage to the first 3 ranks. He can heal now, which that's what he used to be. He used to be dog shit in the second rank. I mean, he wasn't dog shit, but you so much wanted to put him in the first 1 or 2 ranks because of Hands from the Abyss, because it's such a great fucking stun. But you couldn't use weird construction. It used to be that all the healing characters were all in the back. Like I think the only one you could use was a Vestal. I hate Vestals. I don't use Vestals. A lot of people love them, especially in the harder difficulty, but I prefer cultists or self-healing teams. But this is one of, so the advantage he has is this: he can do damage to the first 3 ranks, do damage to the last rank, stun the first 3 ranks, and heal. So you have a second rank guy who can heal, which that alone right there, that pushes him top tier, and he has one of the top tier stunts. And Sacrificial Stab, this thing will do damage. This thing will do. It's got a huge crit rate, and it does plus 25% to Eldritch. And you can do a little bit of damage to the back rank. You can hit every rank from rank 2. Okay. And you can set up, and if you wanted to, you could even use them as a mark, which mark doesn't really, or de-stealth. I don't use stealth anymore. I mean, I don't have the DLC for stealth, but I need to get it. I haven't played it yet. I just thought it was such a waste. But yeah, he can hit all 4 ranks, or you can use him as a mark, which again, marking, a lot of people don't like marking. Just doesn't, and you don't end up ever using it really. This is true. I love marks, but they're mainly a boss mechanic. I'd say a boss mechanic, which you get a lot of boss mechanics, surprising enough. The only problem is you can't use their Abyssal Artillery from rank 2, but that would make him OP God level into. Actually, if they did, I mean, I'm not against it. I definitely would OPK with it, but it would make him God tier if he could use this from rank 1. Unless they've nerfed it. Have they nerfed it? No, damn it. I wish they would nerf it so that he could. But if he had that, it'd be amazing. That's one reason he is God tier. I'd call it God tier rank 2. And as well, damn near God rank tier 3 as well. Now, rank 3, he does have his advantages. I mean, Abyssal Artillery, bam. Same setup, just switch one fucking ability. That's what you do. But, again, I go back and forth. I mean, you can hit 2. What's the damage reduction on this? 25% down. That's it? Minus 25% damage reduction? You can boost this shit up. Plus, I have Eldritch Hater on him. Depending on his quirks, you can boost that double attack. Then also, if you use yourself a Plague Doctor, which I need to get a Plague Doctor. I don't have any on this account. You could Plague Doctor the back row, Abyssal Artillery it. Maybe if you had depending on how much damage you did, if you need some finishing up damage, you use the Iron Swan, or if it bleeds. If you had yourself one of these guys, which you really probably wouldn't have. If you had a Plague Doctor, you probably wouldn't have that. Maybe one of him, and you could hit the first 3 ranks. So probably the 3rd rank you'd hit to finish him off. 3rd rank to finish him off. Hit any rank you want from here. But yeah, that's why I think he is a top rank 2 position hero. I might have rambled on a bunch there. Maybe in future videos I have to write down my points and then, whatever. Fuck you guys. I don't care. I'm making these videos for me, so no one's gonna watch it but me probably. So I'm cool with that. Next guy. I've heard some people. He's another 2nd rank hero. He is stronger, in my opinion, in 1st rank. Stronger because he'll get hit a lot. Problem is, I like her, and she can't use Iron Swan, which Iron Swan is fucking dope. I mean, I played it where she was in this position, didn't use Iron Swan, which allowed me to use heal if it bleeds and my stun, or so I could hit the first 3 ranks and not worry about the last rank. But I prefer Iron Swan. So the only reason I wouldn't put him on top, he's fine in rank 1 or 2. Any other rank 3 and 4, obviously he is dog shit. Simple as that. So that's why he has to be rank 2. Is that this is where he works. It's as simple as that. Let me go and hold up. I think I actually have one. It's already. Alright, to get all of his abilities. Okay, why is he a top tier hero in the 2nd one? I think he's overpowered. He's incredibly overpowered if you think about it. But not really that overpowered, but he can do everything, which is rare. One flaw he has is he's not very good at hitting rank 4, which, I mean, rank 4 is one of the places, it's one of usually your problem areas. Your stress casters are in rank 4. He has Reign of Sorrows. I think this is the one that does 2 damage to 2 different targets. Yeah, this is it. I am iffy about this one, as in it only does 2 points for 3 rounds. Maybe you could do like a Abyssal Artillery for rank 3, and then maybe a Plague Doctor for rank 4, and you could just decimate the back ranks. But again, then you have to worry about, I forget his name, Flowbot, whatever they call him. He says that you got hit rolls. This hit roll, it does do a damage, doesn't do 100% bleed, damage modification, so it does barely any damage, minus 90% damage mod, so it's not going to do any damage. And then it has to hit the bleed, too. If you don't get the bleed, then you've wasted an attack. So that'd be the only issue with this one. He could hit all ranks, but I really just don't see this one as a very viable. I mean, he has better, skills. First one, obviously, is always going to be the Punish. This is his bread and butter. This is what he starts out with, what he can use right from the beginning. He's a special hero. If you don't, you probably know what he does. If he gets down to 50% of his health, he can start using other abilities, which are his heals. So eventually you want to use these. But this is his bread and butter. It's actually pretty good. 4 fucking points has a decent, it has a 4.4 crit mod. That's not terrible. I mean, you could boost the crit mod if you want to make him crit, which I do like a high crit flagellant. That's the name, by the way, the flagellant. This is, you know what this is. It basically, when you get to 50% of your health, you do a huge fucking damage mod, 90%. It debuffs him a lot. He has a lot of debuff. But he heals himself. So he does attack, and he debuffs himself a bunch. You can read that. I'm not going to read it for you. But he also gives a 5-point bleed. This is great. This is if all your guys are topped up and he's down to 50% of his health and you want to and you got somebody who needs to get hurt really bad, that's hence the fist. Hence the fist. When you want somebody fucked up, this will fuck them up, but it requires 50% health. So it's situational use, but if you don't heal him regularly, which I don't like to get him really low, but if I like to make sure that he's at least 65, 75, so he goes into a battle, gets hit, and then he's ready to use the shit. But he's not so low that if he gets hit, he dies. I don't like to keep damage on him, I don't dot him. I don't like to hold there's a dot strategy here, 3 points a round, and you heal 1 point round for 2 rounds. I think this is Reclaim is shitty. I don't see a point to this at all. Clears transfer bleed, transfer blight. This is a nice skill, but I don't typically use this one. Clear mark target, transfer bleed, transfer blight. So he basically can do the same thing as a Plague Doctor. I like it. It definitely gives you 30% prod, 4% death blow resist. This could be useful. I think this is useful. But what I like to put on him is this. This is another one of his bread and butter right here. Or not his bread and butter. This is more one of his situational abilities. He'll heal himself and he'll heal one of your things. So you get a double heal, which is amazing. Double heal. That's another thing. Again, the thing that makes him difficult is he has to rely on getting hit, getting damage. So he does have a caveat. I think that's what it's called, a caveat. Defender of the Faith. I watch a lot of historical dramas, but if you know what that's from, you're an educated person, specifically in British history, specifically dealing with Henry VIII. I just gave it away. Fuck it. Defender of the Faith. This will heal, dude. It's simple as that. Fucking heal the motherfucker up. He's ready to go. He'll heal himself and somebody. So this is a good one. This allows you to get a little bit more aggressive. This is one of the advantages of having him in slot 2, though. Let's say you don't have a healer in rank 3 or 4 or rank 1. You're relying primarily on him, which I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying maybe put an Arbalest in spot 3, and you put yourself. This is a party. This is a party I like to run right here. Perfect fucking party. Everybody can heal up themselves. She can, from not slot 3, by the way. This is a little trick I found out that it's kind of weird. I don't understand why, but from rank 3, she can heal herself. She can actually heal herself in rank 3. In rank 4, she can't heal herself. So, but she can't heal fucking this dude. But he doesn't need to be healed. He can heal himself. His heal is fucking amazing. Amazing heal. So he doesn't need her to heal him. She can also heal everybody else. She can heal herself as well if you use that. And once you put some damage on him, he'll make up the difference. So you can be pretty aggressive. You have an aggressive little setup here. He's going to be doing damage. She's going to be doing damage. He's going to do damage and also do what he does as well. You know, fucking stress reduce, guard, dog. This is another thing is he's going to be there to make sure you take less damage by guarding vulnerable allies. So let's say fucking your first rank is going to get hit really hard. So then you put the guard onto your first rank, and maybe they go for him or her, and you get set up. She can heal and he can heal. So this becomes your heal as these two combined, which is actually pretty efficient. I have even done it on the higher difficulties, not the higher difficulties as in Stygian or anything, but the higher level 5 dungeons and shit, 6 whatever, even on Darkest Dungeon, and it worked just fine. I mean, it doesn't. This party seems to work is a very effective one. You can wipe the floor with everybody. You can control it. You got yourself stun. It doesn't have any extra stun, so you only get Barbaric Yarp. But you're really straight up not worrying so much about that. She's there to knock off the first two allies. These three combined will take out can take out the last 3 and 4. It does struggle with rank 3. It doesn't really struggle, but I mean it's you only get these two to hit rank 3. He hits rank. This two will hit rank 4. He'll hit rank 3, or you could use her to, hit rank 4, not stun him. So it doesn't necessarily struggle with it, but I prefer. They're not. So he's god tier. He's god tier. Also, how you build him is very important too. So he is god tier. But this is what I like to run on him. Is this one, and this one. Endure. A lot of people don't. I've actually read this. Some people do not like Endure. Is I gain 5 stress, and I lose. The person I take loses 12 stress. That is a great fucking benefit. He doesn't care about stress. If he gets stressed out, he's dope. I mean, he's ready. He gets a fucking buff, which is awesome. That's a fucking great buff. So he is okay with getting stressed out. So you can take stress off of someone who just got a lot of stress really quickly, and then you can also manage his stress if you want to manage it with his ability to, take away -3. Plus, this bitch is high crit. You can make him high crit. Her crit rate sucks. Maybe she crits though. I don't know. You could. I don't know about making a high crit Houndmaster. I've never tried that one. That'd be dope. But I don't think it would work very well. Although it's something he could be. He's more of a utility ally anyway, so he's not going to be high crit. But him and her, these two together, you could make them kind of high crit. Like you he's got 2.5 crit, but you could find ways to make him pretty crit worthy, because he's already got pretty good speed, and you don't want to put dodge or health or anything on him. You want damage, and crit would probably be the best thing for him. So damage and crit you want on him. She just crits regardless, so fucking that would help manage your stress. So this team becomes a very great. That's one advantage he has. He becomes a great manager of stress with this ability. Then also when you camp, I like to use, especially with Houndmaster and him partner so well together because they're bleeds. He partners really well with bleed. He can do a bleed rank 3. He can do a bleed rank 3. She can hit Iron Swan rank 4. He can hit rank 4 as well. So, and these guys will put their double bleed, so you end up with a, 4 and 5. Not to mention there's all their bonuses depending on how much damage they do. So yeah, these guys become the partner. He really works well when he's the kind of ally who will partner really well with certain allies, and other allies he's just gonna be sitting there being you can also make him a tank, but I wouldn't really do that. But yeah, he's great. Stress remover, two-time healer, 2 different ways to heal, and a shit ton of bleeds. Which bleeds are amazing. Can kill off rank 3 really easy. And rank 1 and 2, he can, he does he handles like a fucking G. So yeah, he's one of the top. I say another top tier. I'll rank these at the end just to make. I'll try to rank them. I'll be honest with you. I like to ramble, but yeah. So yeah, he's gone. And this is my standard party, by the way. Well, 1, 3, 4. Although I'll switch her out for a. Also, I'll mention this while I'm at it. I forgot to mention this. So him right there, and you got your Abyssal Artillery dude right here. This party's fucking. That party's insane right there. I kind of would say he's superior in a way to. This is superior in a way to. I kind of go iffy. I don't know who's better in rank 3. We're talking about we talking about him, or are we talking about Arbalest? I don't know. I mean, she has her advantages. he has his advantages. I mean, it's really kind of like, it just depends on what you want to do. I'd say maybe the edge goes to him a little bit, but he just can't use Hands of Abyss from this position. And he's way better in rank 2, in some ways. Not necessarily. It's kind of even, right? Him rank 1, but yeah, this party works really well with him, because then he can balance out any deficiencies in the party, and also gives you a regular healer as well. Which she's not a healer, but she can be a secondary healer, a boosted healer, which this party really likes a boosted healer too. It doesn't really necessarily need a healer, but he'll do that. And she's much more actually, I give her the advantage over him because she's tanky. She'll survive. Put tough on her, dude, she's fucking never gonna die. He, on the other hand, is fragile, which putting him in rank 1, yeah, that's definitely another concern. He's in rank 1. That's a weakness I forgot to mention for him. And last but not least, let's get down to the last 2-drop. I mean, he kind of is not a top tier one. I wouldn't call him a top tier one at all. I mean, he is good in the ruins because he can heal, but you really want to start him out in rank 3. So he can, or I think even rank 4, he can use his, what's that thing called? The Holy Lance. He can use his Holy Lance from rank 1. He can do that from rank 3. I think he can do it from rank 4 too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can do it from rank 4. So yeah, he can use his Holy Lance. He's only good in that position. So I wouldn't really. He's not really a top tier second row hero. Highwayman. I mean, the problem is he is fucking a great hero in any position. He can be in just about any position he wants. So one's not really his. He could use the point blank shot, and also Wicked Slice, but these only deal with the first 2 ranks, and like many people have discussed, the first 2 ranks are not the priority in the beginning of the fight, so there's no point for him being in rank 1. He's good in rank 3, and he's rank 2, but then he can't, if he jumps ahead, then he's in rank 1, he point blank shots. Again, you don't want to deal with that, you want to deal with, or he could just fire off. I'd say he's mid rank, just because he can't heal. If I could get a healer in rank 2, who's survivable no less, like a Flagellant, compared to him, which is high dodge, and I think Highwayman are some of the ones you go through the most anyways. You'll lose Highwayman all the fucking time, because his health is not the best. Occultists, you can lose those a lot too, but if you have a guard, you can guard it. But the Highwayman does not want a guard. He wants to be getting attacked so he can riposte. Simple as that. So he's a mid-rank level 2, just because of the fact is if I have healers, I can put in rank 1. Last but not least, this one I'm sketchy about. I used to use this party all the time. This one was one of my first favorite parties, just because of the aesthetics of it all. I mean, I like the aesthetics of it. You got him who can turn into a beast, him who's fucking has a beast, and he also does damage to extra beast damage. And like it looks like the Houndmaster is leading the pack. She looks like a hunter with her crossbow, and then she just looks like a crazy barbarian who's just like, I'm a mercenary, so I'm with him. And he's just like, a really fucked up dude who's like, an abomination who turns into a werewolf. All right, perfect fucking shit, perfect aesthetics right there. But he's a good second row hero. Again, he has disadvantages in rank. You can use him in 3. He's another one he's weird. He can do the first 3 ranks is where he can be. He does not want to be in rank 4 whatsoever. Has no abilities in rank 4. Just not even a need for him to be in rank 4 at all. Can't use any of his best abilities. Rank 3, this is the problem with. I think he can still use Beast Bile. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but he can transform. I think he can use Absolution. I don't know. But when he transforms, he can't use these abilities. He can only use this to get into position 2. I mean, I guess you could use him in rank 3, but there's so many other, and you can still do your stun. Like, he's more of a stunner. That's one thing a lot of people knows. He's more of a stunner. The thing is, though, like, rank 3, there's just so many better dudes in rank 3, and he also, if he did transform, he's not going to be able to, he only has one attack he can use, which is slam, go forward. So, no, you want him either in 1 or 2, and again, 1, really the only thing he can do, I think, is transform. So you just have him transforming, and then again, I'd rather have her in position 1. So it comes down to where's the best place for him? 2, automatically. Just there you go. He has to be in 2. He can use every one of his abilities from rank 2. All of them. They're all usable from rank 2. So he really wants to be in rank 2. He does the double attacks. Not a jester. I don't know what his name is. I'll figure it out. But why is he a great 2-drop? He is a top tier 2-drop. Just because of what he offers. He can stun and does damage. You could make this do a lot of damage, actually. I buffed him up a bunch where his stun was just fucking amazing. You can also hit the back ranks with Blight, which you can combo with a you could combo again with a occultist, abyssal artillery, and a plague doctor, hitting the back ranks and destroying it. Well, this only does rank 2 and 3, which is odd rank to hit, by the way. Very odd rank to hit. But if you got a high, I'd say maybe a high protection character in rank 2 and 3, maybe. That might be useful. I'd rather stun him, beat the shit out of him. Then this is one of the reasons also he becomes a great 2-drop. He can stress heal himself and heal himself simultaneously. 2-drop. Perfect. Right here. Da-da. Then when he transforms, which he can transform using this ability, he gets a buff. I think it buffs him too. Change to bow. He gets a 1 speed, 20% blight resist, and 10% strength. Other heroes lose 8% strength, which you can mitigate with some of this. It's not going to be perfect, but you can also make him. You can make him a high crit character as well. You want him to do high damage, but he already kind of gets a damage buff. So maybe throwing a slugger and some crit on his ass and making him a fucking badass. This is where he starts. You don't really want to transform all the time with him, because the stress he gives to your party is kind of a pain in the ass. But when you do need damage on hand, you have a rank 2 guy who starts out mainly as a stunner and a self-managing stress healer for himself. But when you need damage, he's right there for you. You need that emergency damage for whatever situation, or you're on a boss and you don't give a fuck and you brought him there to fuck some shit up. Transform, break, 15% damage, 40% damage mod, but he can hit 2 ranks at once, first 2, then rage, which just fucks shit up. You hit first 2 ranks a few times, and then this is to finish it off. This one is if he gets out of position. If you do find yourself out of position, transform, which is going to give some stress, but then you can start making your way forward and do damage, which is cool. Yeah, so he's pretty solid. I mean, I didn't explain this with everybody. I guess you'd say, let's look at their, and we'll look at one more thing, all 3 of them, and then I'll rank them, in my opinion. I already kind of know where he's going to be. I don't know where these guys are going to be, though. I don't know. I will give the edge to one of these guys. I don't know which one's going to get the edge for rank 2. Let's put you guys in your place. But let's go back to the occultist. Look at some of his stats. I got quick reflexes. He's got 6. You kind of want quick reflexes on all your 2-drop guys, because that's just what you. Except for him, he can. I got quick reflexes for all of them, so fuck it. Because just speed-wise, the cultist definitely needs the buff. That's one thing you do need to make sure You do, especially if you're going to use a 2-drop one. You want the quick reflexes so you can go first, get that first. I'm pointing at the screen as if the screen you could see my hand. You definitely want to get that hands from the Abyss off rank 3, or maybe rank 1, depending. Maybe you think you can finish off the problem ranks, and you want to use this for something else. Or if you want to do some damage, get that in. Or if you need to, and also because he's a healer, you want to have high speed, just because, so that you can get off your weird reconstruction. So you want him to be fast. So he has high, kind of decent speed already. Not the best, not the worst, but he wants high speed. He needs high speed. Health, that's definitely a disadvantage he has, is he's a fucking low health character. But his dodge isn't so bad. So, I mean, it's not good, it's not terrible either. So, and dodge, yeah, definitely not something you want to rely on, but it's nice, You kind of want to, one thing you could do to make him, which you'll have to sacrifice damage quirks or damage trinkets, is you could add some prod on him. Hard skin is not a bad thing for him to have. Tough, maybe not a bad thing either, so you could do that. I don't usually do it. I just let it I use my Houndmaster to, if I think my occultist is going to be in a bad position where he could get just fucking one-shotted, I will start fucking spamming guard on the occultist, so he can be guarded. Alright? Crit-wise, he's got amazing crit, which is giving him an edge. I would say this is giving him a disadvantage. This is giving him an advantage. I'm not going to go into camping skills. I will go into some of the ones that matter. He has a prevent ambush, but gain everybody's stress. But it's the cheapest one, I think. The cheapest one. He has dark strength, which you can give one companion 20% damage. Heal. No, not so good. Yeah. That's okay. Not the best. There's 2 there that are really nice, though. His damage is so-so, 4 to 6, but again, you can, depending on what quirks you have, or trinkets, you can buff the damage if you want. He's more of a high crit attack guy, so he gets his damage into crits, which you can buff his crit even more. His accuracy, you want to buff his accuracy. That's one thing about him, is you definitely want to buff his accuracy, somehow or another. So yeah, that's that. That's him in a nutshell. All the other stuff, 40% stun, I don't care about this, because no matter what happens, you can't control the game. So these things, what are you going to do? I mean, definitely can't use, you don't want to trap disarm with them. Disarm, 70%, that's not bad, actually. 70%, oh, I might use that. Move, resist, none of that really matters, because you can't control the game. Shit'll happen, Again, here, he has decent speed. I think he gets they all get pretty decent speed. Prod, you might want prod on him to keep him alive, but then again, don't know. I mean, I don't really, you want him to do damage. I'll actually put shit on him that lowers his health, so that he's more likely to pop his abilities. This video's getting long. Dodge, you don't want him to have any dodge. In fact, if you can get negative dodge on him, you want negative dodge on him, just saying. You want a speed buff, though. I'll tell you that you want a speed buff. Max health, you can use him as, he's not really going to be a tank, but, I don't know. I think he has the same health as him. Actually, he looks like he has more health than, that's weird. Why does he have so much health? Oh, he has tough, that's why. He has more health than the occultist, but you don't necessarily worry I mean, it's a bit of a debate there, as in, do you want him to have less health or more health, or just standard health, because he wants to pop those abilities that are situational, which you can get him to, but, crit wise, just, bare bones crit, nothing impressive. Damage, not impressive, but he makes up his damage through his bleeds. Accuracy, that is an advantage. I've never really had any problems with this dude when it comes to accuracy. He usually hits. I never have any issues with him. So that's an advantage there. I've just noticed maybe I have had good luck with it, but you don't necessarily have to buff his accuracy. You could buff it if you want, but as he also is mainly a healer, and also his bleeds don't always go off, which are likely to go off, but they don't always go off. Accuracy is just not that important for him as much. Health, survivable, so the edge goes to crit is low, so that's definitely a negative. Damage is low but he makes it up in the bleeds. That's a negative modifier in some ways. It works if you have a strategy designed for it, which I do, but again, that's still a negative. He's not going to be doing super duper damage. Health, survivable. He's going to have a good health pool, so survivability. He's definitely getting the edge. But his skills also, he gets distress heal. I'm kind of leaning towards him now. I'm kind of confused. Self only, remove bleed, remove disease. Camping skills though. Camping skills are nothing to be desired, I guess. Remove bleed and he gets 3 speed for 4 heal 33. His camping skills are dog shit. Alright, let's go to him now. Max health, he is a fucking tank. You can even I've actually seen him become a dodge tank. So that's one thing. Obviously, if you know anything about Abomination, you can't use a Vestal with him. You can't use any religious characters with him. So he only has healing options for Occultist and Occultist. That's about, and also she's a secondary healer. But you can make him a dodge tank. And you could throw some prot on him. He even has trinkets that make him a prot monster. So you could make him a dodge prot tank if you wanted to. Or you could just make him a dodge tank or prot dodge tank or something. Speed is really high, just normally. So it don't even matter. Damage is really good, really, really nice. Crit wants there to be desired. Another one though, you want to buff his accuracy. His stuns go off pretty well, but once you transform, you really want to have some accuracy on him if you're going to transform a lot, or you're going to be using the transform a little bit more often. So let's look at his negatives. The crit really isn't that big of a negative because 11 of his abilities, I think I'm not incorrect. 42%, 5%. One of his abilities actually has a decent. It's not the best crit mod, but it's a crit mod. This is not the best, but it has a crit mod. He's not going to be critting, but again, I think the Flowbot dude, whatever his name is, he mentioned that high crit's great, but it's not something you have to necessarily optimize for. Especially not, it's what his job is not going to be a crit monster anyway. Really, that's one reason why he is a top tier. I mean, some of the disadvantages he has is he can't heal others, which kind of makes it starts making your party, you could do something like this, and you can throw in him as a healer right here, so then you do have a healer, and you can still use him. Or you could be a bit more aggressive and throw her in, and she'll be a secondary healer, and they'll heal themselves in a way. She'll buff the Arbalist, he'll guard the Arbalist, he'll heal himself, heal himself, he will heal himself, and be guarded if necessary. You could be more aggressive like that. But that's one reason why he becomes a top tier. Just look how good that is. Come on, you get him. And also the strength of his abilities. But he does have negatives that he can't heal others. Let's see what you got here. All self only, 20% stress. All companions minus 10. I mean, that's not good. It's a 3 cost for. I don't like that. The Howlmaster's better. Self only, 25% damage for 4 battles. That's a boss right there. Self only for these two. So camping skills, there's again same. There's a few things to be desired. Let's do the finals. Let's rank them. Which I know this has been 45 minutes. Which I don't think anybody's gonna sit around and watch a 45-minute video of me discussing what I think the top 2 ranked heroes are for rank 2. But hey, if you did, thank you. I mean, that's really cool of you. I really don't care, but I guess, let's do it like this. Rank 3. Who gets rank 3? I'm going to rank it to 3 ranks. 1, 2, and 3. 3 rank. is going to be the Abomination. Why? Primarily because of his camping skills leave a little bit to be desired. His abilities are great, but the damage portion of them, the damage dealing portion of them that does good high damage, causes your party stress and requires accuracy. Simple. And also he can't be used with the Vestal, which a lot of people like using the Vestal, and he can't heal others. That's why he's 3. So who should we do for rank 1 and rank 2? Rank 2 is going to be... Oh, he can't go with the Abomination. I forgot about that. Rank 2 is going to be the Flagellant. Why is the Flagellant rank 2? This one I really debated. Obviously you know now that rank 1 is definitely going to be an occultist. But why would I put him as rank 2 and him as rank 1? Again, he's a bit more survivable than a occultist, but at the same time he isn't. Because he is going to be, you do want to put a little bit of damage on him. And in many cases I end up just putting things on him that give him less health. So he's not as survivable in that aspect. He can get pretty good death blow resistance at 73. That's actually pretty fucking amazing. It's pretty good, actually. Although, yeah, he's got high death resistance. But the thing is, he can only heal when he has damage done to him. So, it's, I mean, that's a problem. But also, he can stress heal. So that gives him an advantage. But again, I didn't mention this before, but I should have mentioned it. With the high crit comes stress healing for himself and others. So he can even kind of stress heal. I mean, not very efficiently, but he can stress heal with his high crit because he's going to crit all more often. He can do this on hand, but again, also the strength of his abilities, which the strength of his camping skills. I mean, not to be desired. Not to mention the bleed effect, where if he hits and he doesn't get the bleed off, then some of his damage, then he doesn't do damage very well. And that's, other than that, I mean, everything else is pretty solid. I mean, again, damage a little bit more to be desired, but he makes it up with bleed. All right, yeah. Enough said on that. That's why I chose. He's ranked 2. Rank 1 now. The fucking God particle. Rank 1 is the occultist. Some really might not like this, but look at that. Look at that shit, dude. Nice trinkets. I mean, nice quirks, by the way. The reason he is ranked number 1. Health is nothing to be desired. I mean, he probably needs some help. But again, I like to guard him with a Houndmaster. Or stun with his ability. Dodge, decent dodge. You could throw some protection on him. Speed, need to buff his speed. But his damage is high crit. Damage. Why I chose him, though, primarily is this. High crit modifier, so there's some stress related benefits there, and also damage related benefits. He can hit any row he wants. He can hit all 3 rows. He has the best Abyssal Artillery is the best back rank fucking AoE. He can weaken opponents, so you can weaken opponents. I didn't mention that enough, but that's something great damage wise. Healer, he's a fucking healer. It may be inconsistent healing, but you can buff his healing with fucking her. But you might want to have her in general anyways. And he has a pull if you're into that kind of thing. I mean, and also he can mark. And he can stun. I mean, and he's viable in 3 positions. So you're always going to have one on hand. So that's something I should have mentioned too, is he he can be in basically any other. He can be in all three ranks. I didn't mention that you could use him on all three. He can be used in all three in two ranks, first two ranks. Problem is, again, I don't want him in rank 1 in his prime. He can't do shit in rank 3 and rank 4. So he basically is. This is where he needs to be. That's where she needs to be. So that's one problem too. He is, again, he on the other hand, you could use him in all three ranks, but you can't access all of his abilities. Rank 2 is where he's only going to be able to activate his abilities. So, I mean, a great shuffling wise, this is cool. If an occultist gets shuffled, he is fine. If he gets shuffled, such as back here, he's fucked. He gets shuffled, he kind of has a way out of it. Really, this is only he could. I think he can use his transform from this position, but I don't think he can actually. But if he gets shuffled here, he can still stun. Yeah, that's why I think I'm just gonna cut it off there. That's why he's the best rank right there. So he goes 1, 2, and 3. All right. Maybe if someone watches this, if you disagree with me, go ahead. Tell me why. I mean, maybe you think somebody else is better in rank 2. I couldn't see who else you would be talking about. I don't know of any other character. I mean, a bounty hunter. Problem with the bounty hunter is the bounty hunter doesn't heal. Bounty hunter does amazing damage, but the bounty hunter, in my opinion, is great in position 3. I like him in position 3 over position 2 because he's further away, so he's going to get more stress on him rather than maybe attacks. Some of the harder hitting enemies are going to be up in rank 1 and 2, and they will hit rank 3. I don't think they typically hit rank 4 that often. Some do, but rank 3 is going to be hard for them to hit. So he's going to be more survivable there. Rank 2, they're going to pound the fucking bounty. You're going to lose bounty hunters like it ain't nobody's business. You want him in rank 3. He is a rank bounty hunter, by the way. This is a Houndmaster. I don't have a bounty hunter right now. I don't really use him anymore. But yeah, you want him in rank 3, not rank 2. You might be, if you want to debate me why he should be in rank 2, he can't heal. He's rather fragile. Not fragile, but I mean higher difficulties. He can get one-shotted, you know. Dadoosh. Fucking tree branch slam. Gadoosh. So yeah. And I will do another video where I will actually play with some of these 2-drops, and we'll see how they perform. Alright. Peace out. This was Corey.